أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا السماء انشقت وأذنت لربها وحقت وإذا الأرض مدت وألقت ما فيها وتخلت وأذنت لربها وحقت. As we always do, we will start with the إعراب for the first ayah. إذا السماء انشقت. This is actually the third surah in a sequence where uh, as-sama comes right in the very beginning or the very first ayah. First one being Surah Tariq, was-sama wa Tariq, and the next one was Surah Buruj, was-sama idatil Buruj. Both of them were qasam actually. Now this one is actually starting with a shart. Is as-sama'un shaqqat. So we have iza here. Iza, we know, is a zarf liz zaman. Zaman al-mustaqbal. And also it contains the meaning of shart. متضمن معنى شرط. It contains the meaning of shart, which means that it is creating a condition, and later we will see the answer to that condition, the jawab shart, inshallah. As-sama'u. Now, normally what we see is whenever there is a shart, it is followed by fi'lu shart, which is a verb. But here, something interesting is happening, that what we have right after the iza is actually a ism, as-sama'u. So what the Arab dictionaries say about it is that it is actually a fa'il. They still maintain that there is actually a fail which is mahzuf before as-sama'u, even though that fail is coming after as-sama'u, but they say that the actual fail of shart is actually mahzuf, and as-sama'u is the fa'il for that. So it's the fa'il, the fi'l mahzuf, the fi'l mahzuf, تقديره انشقت. And of course, whenever you have zarf, it acts like a mudaf. So what comes after that? This jumla failure, in this case is fi mahalli jarrin mudaf ilayhi to idha. And then in shaqqat is actually fi'l madi mabni wala fatha. Fa'il is mustatir taqdiruhu hiya, and ta is lit ta'anis for feminizing the fail. And this jumla in shaqqat is actually la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. It's a jumla tafsiriya. It is giving a tafsir for the jumla which is coming before it. It's explaining the jumla that's coming before it. In terms of meanings, meaning of iza, when, as-sama'u. Okay, I have captured the root for this, sama yasmu, to move one, to be or become lofty, high, elevated. Sama yusammi tasmiyatan, to name. Musamma is ism maf'ul, something which is named or determined. Ism is also a noun that comes from this, plural being asma'un, name, attribute, designation. And then sama'un, plural being samawat, means sky or space above. When the sky انشقت. So shaqqa, muda'af verb. Shaqqa, sheen, qaf, qaf. Yashukku, shaqqan. Bab nasara, to split, to cleave, to cut lengthwise. With the harf jar ala, has a meaning of to cause hardship or to place difficulty on. Form 7 is inshaqqa, yanshaqu, inshiqaqan, which is also the al-inshiqaq is the name of this surah. Intransitive, which is the case for all form 7 verbs. To split up, to crack, to be ripped. Then shaqqun means cracking, splitting up, or breaking asunder. When the sky splits, ayah number 2, وَأَذِنَتْ لِرَبِّهَا وَحُقَّتْ. The waw here is harfu atf. Azinat is fi'l maadi mabni ala fatha, fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu hiya, and ta is again for ta'nis. And this whole jumla, azinat, it's ma'tufun ala inshaqqat. Li rabbiha, li harfu jar, rabbi ism majroor, and ha is mudaf ilayhi. Wa huqqat, again harfu atf, and then fi'l maadi. fi'l maadi mabni lil majhul, naib fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu hiya, and ta is lit ta'nis. And once again, because it's a harfu atf, this is ma'tufun ala inshaqqat. Okay. Wa azinat li rabbiha wa huqqat. Meaning, so azina, ya'zanu, azanan, bab sami'a means to permit, to allow. With the harfu jar li, it means to listen to obey. To listen to obey. We know the word azan, which comes from this root, declaration or proclamation. Uzunun, with plural of azanun, means ear. Okay. So we are dealing with a Surasi Mujarrad, azina, which with harfu jar li, which is the case in this ayah, means to listen, to obey. Okay. So wa azinat li rabbiha wa huqqat. And it obeys. This it, by the way, goes to as-sama'u, because we said this azinat li rabbiha, this jumla is ma'tufun ala inshaqqat, which was the tafsiriya for the jumla before, which was inshaqqat as-sama'u. So as-sama is the noun which this fa'il of azina is pointing to. And it obeys li rabbiha, its Lord, meaning when it splits, it is doing it based on the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. And وحقت. Okay. So we have seen this verb before, haqqa, again mudaf verb, ha, qaf, qaf, yahiqqu, or also yahukku, to both bab daraba and bab nasara, to be or become suitable to the requirements of wisdom, justice, right. The passive form, hukka, means to be obligated, okay, to be made to follow a command. So here we have the Madi Mabni lil Majhul. So here it is, Wahukkat is and is obligated. Okay. So it's not that the sky has the option or it is doing a favor, na'uzubillah, in any way by splitting, but rather it is supposed to do that. It is obligated to do that. It is supposed to follow the command of the Allah, and that is essentially what it is doing. Okay? So, is a sama unshaqqat, when the sky splits, وَأَذِنَتْ لِرَبِّهَا وَحُقَّتْ, and it obeys its Lord, and it is obligated to do that. It is obligated to do that. Before I go to the next, I see a raised hand. Go ahead, Brother Saeed.
Yes. Iza is for the future, and but all the verbs are past tense, azinat, hokkat, inshakkat, muddat. And so the translation will be in the present tense or will be in the future tense,
Future.
although it is Madi.
Yeah. So we started that in book 3. The Iza uh, basically changes the meaning of Madi to future.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So moving on, inshallah. Ayah number 3. وَإِذَا الْأَرْضُ مُدَّتْ. Okay. So this has basically same analysis. Some small change. So I'll bring it out. Iza is basically the same. Okay. So waw is harfu atf. Okay. And the iza, this is basically misla i'rab. Iza al-ula. The first iza, same i'rab for that, meaning it's a zarf lizaman al-mustaqbil, and it contains the meaning of shart. Ardu, on the other hand, is actually the slight difference. Previously, as-sama was there. That we said was a file for a fail which is mahzoof. Al-ardu is actually naib file. Naib file li fail mahzoof. Li fail mahzoof. تقديره مدة. Okay. And then muddat itself is fi'l madi مبني للمجهول. Okay. نائب فاعل مستتر تقديره هي. And this jumla is لا محل لها من الإعراب تفسيرية. Same thing as we did in ayah number 1. Or of course I forgot to mention that ta here is for tanis. Okay. Let's look at the meanings. وَإِذَا الْأَرْضُ مُدَّتْ, and when the earth the verb here is madda yamuddu maddan. Bab nasara, to extend, to stretch, to spread, also means to help, to support, to reinforce, to grant a respite. Maddada yumaddidu tamdeedan, same meaning as madda but with intensity and frequency. And mumaddada, we saw that in Surah Humaza, stretched out, extended, or elongated. So muddat is being a passive voice, something which is spread out, stretched out. Okay. So when the earth is spread. Okay. There are other translations also that I've noticed, when the earth is flattened, when the earth is leveled. Okay. So I've seen those translations also. I'm just going with the one closest to the dictionary here. Before we go to the next ayah, I see two hands. Brother Nisar, please go ahead.
Yeah, Brother Zahid, when we bring now the Waiza Ardu Muddat, when we bring the fail Mazub before, that we may have to say that Muddat is now Jumla fi Mahalli Naibana Masdar, something like that. So
that Muddat is basically Fi'lu Shart. Remember, Iza is actually a Adatu Shart.
No, that's correct. But I'm talking about the second Muddat. If you bring the Muddat before the earth as a Mazuf, right? Then the second muddat now I was saying should become fi mahalli aspen naiban masdar. Otherwise, how are we going to read this sentence? Then if we
True. No, I'll explain. Inshallah.
Yeah.
So, and that's what we did here. That you see, we said this is tafsiriya. Okay, this jumla muddat is actually tafsiriya. That is the relationship of this jumla with the previous jumla. The reason why we cannot say it is naib anil masdar, because there is no masdar involved here. There is no maf'ul mutlaq. Maf'ul mutlaq is only a masdar or one of its naib, and naib, there is a specific list of things which can be the naib.
Yeah.
But a verb cannot be a naib for a masdar. A fail cannot be a naib for a masdar. In this case, muddat is a fail, so it cannot be a naib for a masdar. So this muddat, which is actually a full jumla failure, that jumla failure is actually jumla tafsiriya for the previous jumla, which is muddatil ardu. So the complete sentence is basically something like this. This is what they basically are suggesting. Let me write it down here.
Yeah.
Iza muddatil ardu muddat. So this muddat is mahzuf.
Correct. So the second muddat become a jumla tafsiriya.
Tafsiriya for the first one, yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Brother Kamal, please go ahead.
On the ayat number 1, can you please?
Sure. Just 1 second.
So what's the difference between we are saying file fail mahzuf and we can say file muqaddam and fail muakhar. So what's the difference between this and saying that?
Because we haven't seen file muqaddam scenario before. File always comes after the fail. Maf'ulun bihi maf'ulun bihi under some circumstances can come before, like iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. But file always comes after the fail.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Saeed, please go ahead.
Yeah, coming back to Dr. Nisar's question, if we say وَإِذَا مُدَّتِ الْأَرْضُ مَدًّا, then there will be masdar. Then it will be a maful mutlaq. Maddan will be maful mutlaq.
Correct. Yeah. So it's a fail, not a masdar or any of its naib. So it cannot be naib and masdar. Jazakallah khair.
The brother Zahid, so often we can make the whole sentence as fi mahalli mafuli bahi or fi mahalli this, fi mahalli that, So that was my question. Why could not say this fail of file becomes now is in a place of the is giving the emphasis to the first muddat now.
Yeah, the thing is, when it comes to the maf'ul mutlaq, the naib anil masdar, I mean, those rules are quite well defined. They are not, I mean, based on my understanding, and I have not seen any exception to that so far, not that I have analyzed the whole Quran or even majority of it, but I have not seen it so far, where they would actually allow for a jumla to be fi mahalli nasbin naib anil masdar. I mean, I have not seen that.
Yeah, but my concern was, remember, so many times we can make the entire jumla as the khabro kana or ismo kana fi mahalli.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, because they come in. So on that basis, I was wondering. So
yeah, no. So if you recall, in one of the post book 3 lectures, we actually listed all the different jumal types, all the different types of sentences, and what they can be. So sometimes they can be maf'ulun bihi, sometimes they can be khabru inna, sometimes they can be khabar, sometimes they can be khabru kana, so on and so forth. So we did list all of them, and I don't think any one of them, actually not that I don't think, at least in there, and based on the book that I followed, there was no fi mahalli nasbin maf'ul al-masdar.
Correct, yeah. I haven't seen that thing, so that's what I was wondering. When this thing came and we made the mazoof file mazoof, so immediately occurred to me. So here's the jumla now, but I think that I missed the jumla. When you call it jumla tafsiriya, it's already covered that thing with no need for the further emphasis, actually. So
correct.
So that's Jazakallah khair.
Ayah number 4. وألقت ما فيها وتخلت. وألقت ما فيها وتخلت. So واو is again حرف عطف. ألقى is فعل ماضي مبني على حذف حرف علة. We will see that there is a weak letter at the end which is mahzuf. فاعل مستتر تقديره هي. This here goes to the ard. And then ta is again the ta'nis. And this jumla alqat ma fiha, this jumla is ma'tufun ala muddat. Okay. Ma here is ma al mawsula. Okay, ma al mawsula. I should also mention this is coming as mafulun bihi, and then fiha jar wa majroor, okay, and which is also the silatul mawsul. Of course, the complete silatul mawsul should be a sentence. So in that case, it is actually istaqarra fiha, and istaqarra, that fail is mahzuf and not listed here. But for simplicity, we just for now just say this is the silatul mawsul. And then waw, and then takhallat, same analysis. Harfu atf. Takhallat is fail madi. fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu hiya again goes back to ard, and ta is lit ta'nis. And this is ma'atufun ala muddat. Okay. Actually, in this particular case, because of the meaning, I'm going to take the liberty to say this is ma'atufun ala alqat. Okay. Well, once we look at the meaning, we'll understand it, inshallah. Let's look at the meaning. Wa alqat laqiya yalqa liqa'an bab sami'a, to encounter, to meet, to experience, to find. Form 3 is laqa yulaqi mulaqatan. So there is another so mulaqat we will see coming later in this surah. To meet with, to come face to face with. Okay. As we know, the form 3, one of the meaning pattern is reciprocal action. So you can only come face to face if there's somebody else involved. And mulaqat, same thing. You'll have the mulaqat with only when someone else is involved. Alqa yulqi ilqa'an, form 4, to cast down, to throw down, okay, to bring forth, to cast out, to lay down. Also has the meaning of to bestow upon, to convey, to communicate. So here the meaning are to cast out, okay, to bring forth or to cast out. Okay, and it now means earth. It casts out ma, that which, fiha, that which is within it, meaning within the earth, whatever is there, it will cast it out. Wa takhallat. Takhallat, root is khala, kha lam waw, yakhlu, khuluwan or khala'an. To be empty, to be vacant, to be devoid, also means to be in need. I need to highlight, I need to change the font for this, inshallah. This is halwatan, sorry, khalwatan. Sorry, I didn't mean to remind you of halwa. So khalwatan means to be alone, to isolate oneself, to seclude oneself, to withdraw. Okay, to pass away. Also means to become a norm, or to become time honored. Form 5 for this verb is takhalla, yatakhalla, takhallujan, to let go. Okay, to let go, to become vacant, to become free, to become free. So it basically alqat ma fiha, it casts out that which is within it, wa takhallat, and it becomes empty, and it becomes empty. Okay, and then wa azinat li rabbiha wa huqqat. We saw this before, so same analysis, no difference. The only difference here I would say is that this is ma'atufun ala muddat. Okay, and the meaning is again the same. Let's write it down. And it obeys its Lord. Wahukkat, and it is obligated to. Obligated to. Meaning now this time it is pointing to the things which are mentioned about earth. Okay, that it is spread out, it casts out everything that's within it, and it becomes empty. And all those things that it did, it is doing it as a result in order to obey its Lord, and it is obligated to do that. Then we go to ayah number 6. Ya ayyuhal insanu innaka kadihun ila rabbika kadhan famulaqi. Okay. So remember, we started with a shart, iza. So far, we have not come across the jawabu shart until ayah number 5. Now we will discuss the jawabu shart. But first, let's look at this jumla itself. So, ya, ayyu, and then ha. 3 parts. We have seen this before. Ya is harfu nida. Ayyu is munada, the one who's called. In this case, it is mabni ala dam fi mahalli nasbin, because munada by default is supposed to be mansub. Here it is mabni. Ha is harfu tanbih. Harfu tanbih. And then al-insan, the two analysis normally given for it is either naat or badal for the munada, ayyu. Okay. And Dr. Saab in his Medina books mentioned a simple rule that whenever the thing which is the one who's called is decorated with the definite article al, then you have to bring ayyuha before it. You cannot say ya al insanu. You have to say ya ayyuhal insanu. Of course, if it is feminine, what you are calling, for example, an nafs, then you will say ya ayyatu hal nafs. Okay. So if it is feminine, then you have to put the ta. If not, then you have to say ayyuha. So that is the nida. Now we talk about the jawabu nida, which is innaka kadihun ila rabbika. So inna wa ismuha. Okay. Kadihun is a khabar. Inna, ila is harfu jar. Rabbi is ism majroor. And ka is mudaf ilayhi. Before I go to the next page, if I can just quickly finish something here. This is innaka kadihun ila rabbika. This jumla is la mahala laha min al-i'rab jawabu nida. Okay. And again, before I go to the next page, let's also talk about the shart and the jawabu shart. So we started with this surah with the shart is a sama'un shaqqat, but we have not seen the jawabu shart. So this is one of the options which is given, that this sentence, the whole sentence, which includes the nida and the jawabu nida, which is they refer to as jumlatun nida, okay, is fi mahalli la mahalla min al-i'rab jawabu shart. Jawabu shart for the one that started with iza. Okay. And then they're saying that is a iza is a sama'un shaqqat. Okay. So they're giving a slightly, using slightly different words to convey the same meaning. Laqaita rabbaka. When the sky will split and when the earth will be spread out, okay, then the jawabu shart is laqaita rabbaka. You will come face to face with your Lord. Okay, you will come face to face with your Lord. Ayyuhal insan. Another way to bring nida. Ayyuhal insan. Okay. Ba'da kadhika. After your laboring, we will look at the meaning of kad. Limulaqatihi. Limulaqatihi. For an encounter with him. Him being being Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So once again, they are saying that the kind of the meaning that you need to understand is when the sky will split and the earth will be spread, laqaita rabbaka ayyuhal insan, O insan, you will come face to face with your Lord, ba'da kadhika li mulaqatihi, after your laboring, okay, for his encounter, for your Lord's encounter with you. Okay. So that's one option that they give for the jawabu shart. Other one they say is how. Actually, there are even more which are given in Dr. Yaqut. I am only listing two of them here. Jawabu shart mahzuf, pointed to by dalla alayhi fa mulaqatihi, fa mulaqatihi. Okay, meaning it is mahzuf, but it is denoted by the subject which is in this particular ayah, that when the sky split and the earth is spread out, then there will be a encounter with your Lord. Okay, then there will be encounter with him. Okay, but the actual jawab shart they are saying can be considered mahzuf. So that's another option that is given as well. In that case, ya ayyuhal insanu innaka kadihun ila rabbika, that will be more of a jumla istinafiya, a resumption, a fresh start, but not connected with syntactically with the previous ayah. Okay, so both these options are given. But let's continue. Ya ayyuhal insanu innaka kadihun ila rabbika. Okay. Kadhan for mulaqi. So it continues. So kadhan is actually a masdar for kadaha. It's an interesting case because we did not see the verb used, but rather a ism fa'il, which actually does have a similar effect as the fail. But ism fa'il, masdar, and ism maf'ul, all of them can actually create maf'ulun bihi, and they can also create maf'ul mutlaq as well. For mulaqi, so here fa mulaqi he. So fa here is harfu atf. Mulaqi is ma'tufun ala kadihun. Okay. And they are saying this is mulaqi is marfu'un, بالضمة المقدرة. بالضمة المقدرة. Because it's there's a weak letter at the end of this noun, so it cannot take a explicit dhamma, so we have to estimate it. Now it is also mudaf, so he is mudaf ilayhi. Okay, let's look at the meanings, inshallah. Ya ayyuhal insanu, O al insan, mankind. Okay, innaka, indeed, you, kadihun. Okay, kadaha yakdahu, kadhan, ba fataha, to exert oneself, to work hard, to strive, to labor, to toil. So kadhun is basically verbal noun, so striving hard, exerting oneself, laboring. Kadihun is ism fa'il, the one who strives hard, exerts oneself, labors, toils. So now notice in this case, the ism fa'il is used, not the fail itself. As we know, the ism is daim. Okay, ism does not have a tense, while the verb has a tense. Okay, there is more emphasis in the ism, and ism fa'il. When you use ism fa'il instead of using the fail, you're basically saying that action is being done without a break. It is just happening all the time. Okay, like I've given the example previously. All of us write, but very few of us can call ourselves writers. Okay, the people who actually write as a profession, or write books or journals, those will be called, they can call themselves writers, versus anybody who can write can say that I write. So they're using a verb, but they cannot say I am a writer. So here the ism fa'il is used, which means that this action is happening consistently. Okay, what is it? Qadihun, the one who strives. Okay, indeed you are. In English, we will still have to say it as if it is a verb, but you have to understand the meaning by realizing that this is the ismul fa'il. Okay, you are laboring. Okay, ila, towards, rabbika, your Lord. Okay, kadhan, again more emphasis by bringing in the masdar for the same verb. Okay, laboring. Okay, some have translated this as exerting. Okay, famulaqi. So we saw that before. Laqa yulaqi. Okay, form 3 was laqa yulaqi mulaqatun. So this is the mulaqa, to meet. Actually, sorry, for mulaqihi is ism fa'il, one who meets. Okay, you will meet him. Okay, you will be basically, it's difficult to translate the ism fa'il in this case to English, so the simplest translation will be, so will meet him. And this him goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that's where the context is. Ila rabbika kadhan. Kadihun ila rabbika kadhan famulaqi. And it is ma'tufun ala kadihun, and kadihun was a khabar for khabru inna, where the ismu inna was ka, meaning you. So you will be a meter. Okay, of him, meaning you will be meeting him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. Any question before I go on, inshallah? Okay, we'll continue on, inshallah. Ayah number 7. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ. Okay. So now we are told about what happens after the, once you meet, what happens then. Okay. So of course, one of the important thing is the hisab. So that is essentially what's being described here. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ. So we have fa and amma. Fa and amma. We saw that before, this type of a fa. Normally, when you have multiple options coming, then the fa is referred to as tafri'iyah. We talked about it before. In one of the surahs that we have analyzed, I think we went a bit more detail. Please do refer to it. Amma. And then amma is harfu shart. For tafsil. Man is man al-mawsula. In this case, it's coming as mubtada. Utiya. Sorry. I guess I pressed too many buttons at the same time. Man utiya. It's a fi'l madi. Mabni lil majhul. Naib fa'il mustatir. Taqdiruhu huwa. And this huwa is also the a'id, which goes back to the ismul mawsul man. Kitabahu, so kitaba and who. Kitaba is maf'ulun bihi. In the case of majhul fail, the convention is that the maf'ulun bihi that's coming is referred to as maf'ulun bihi tanin. You start counting from 2, because remember the first maf'ulun bihi is what became the naib fa'il. Okay, so in order to recognize that, the second maf'ulun bihi is referred to as second maf'ulun bihi. It's not referred to as first maf'ulun bihi, even though there is no first maf'ulun bihi in this particular sentence, because the first maf'ulun bihi became naib fa'il, which is huwa. So kitaba is maf'ulun bihi thanin, wa huwa mudaf, and who is mudaf ilayhi. Bi yamini, bi yamin, and he. Harfu jar, ism majroor, and mudaf ilayhi. Okay, let's look at the meanings, inshallah. For amma, so as for man, the one who, as for the one who, utiya, okay, atayati, sulasi mujarrad, to come, to arrive, with harfu jar bi, it becomes to bring out. It also has a transitive version of meaning to come to enter, to commit, and also it has with harfu jar bi, it has a transitive version as well, to bring someone something. And then ata yuti ita'an, to give something to someone. This is a doubly transitive verb, and that is essentially what we have in this ayah. And utiya or utu, passive voice, he or they are given. Okay. These verbs are used many times in the Quran, so it's important to understand them. So utiya or utu, utiya is for singular, utu is for plural. They are he or they are given. Being passive voice. So, فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ, as for the one, okay, who is given kitabahu, okay, kitaba, one of the meaning of kitab is record. I should have written down somewhere, maybe I did not. Written document, letter, decree, verdict, okay, scriptures, okay, is given his record biyamini. Yamin means right hand. Yamin means right hand. In his right hand. Okay. As for the one who is given his record in his right hand. And number 8, فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا. Okay. So fa and saufa. So fa is al-fa'u waqi'atu fi jawabi amma. Saufa is harf istiqbal. Yuhasabu is fi'l mudare marfu. Excuse me. Majhul. So mabni lil majhul, because it's ma'lum would have been juhasibu with a fatha on seen. We know that this is a wazn for the majhul form. Naib fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. And then hisaban, this is actually a masdar for hasaba yuhasibu. So it becomes maf'ul mutlaq. And yasira becomes the naat for hisaban. Now, we're still missing the khabar for the mubtada, which was the man al-mawsula. Okay, so that khabar is actually this jumla. Okay, this jawabu amma is a khabar li mubtada man. Okay, so the one who is given his book in his right hand, what about that person? Fasawfa yuhasabu hisabi yasira. So let's look at the meanings. Saufa, we know it is the particle of futurity. Will, okay. Yuhasabu, hasiba yahsabu or yahsibu, hisaban mahsabatan or mahsibatan, to consider, to think, to believe. Also hasaba yahsabu, hasban or hisaban, meaning to compute, to calculate, to reckon. And then form 3, hasaba yuhasibu, muhasabatan or hisaban, to call to account. To call to account. This is the fail that we have in this surah, so in this ayah. Ihtasaba yahtasibu ihtisaban, form 8, to take into account, into consideration, to expect. Hisab, accounting or numbering. And hasb, being sufficient. Okay, sufficiency. That's why we say hasbunallahu. Allah is sufficient for us. So yuhasabu is to be called for account, because it is majhul. Okay, he will be called. We already had the will before that in Saufa. He will be called to account hisaban, an account, okay, yasira. Yasira, yaisaru, yasaran. We have seen this verb before. The specific noun that we're dealing with here is yasir, which is ismul fa'il ala sigha mubalagha, meaning easy. Okay, an easy account. An easy account. Okay. So what about the one who is given his record in his right hand? He will be called to account and as an easy account. Okay. So, I mean, he will be accounted for, but again, that account will be easy. Okay. وَيَنْقَلِبُ إِلَى أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا. Wow, here is harf atf. ينقلب مضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفعه ضمة على آخره فاعل مستتر تقديره هو إلى حرف جر أهلي اسم مجرور he is مضاف إليه وينقلب إلى أهله مسرورا. Okay, masrura here is coming as a hal. It's a condition in which that action will take place of yanqalibu. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah. Yanqalibu, the root being qalaba, yaqlibu, qalban, bab, zaraba, to turn around, to invert, to turn face up or face down, to turn inside out or outside in, to alter, to change one's mode or manner of being. Okay. And then form 2 is qallaba yuqallibu, taqliban, to turn over, to alternate. Form 7 is inqalaba yanqalibu inqilaban. We know form 7 is always intransitive. So the action is taking place on the file itself. To return, to come back to go back. Okay. And then munqalib is some file from the same fail. The one who returns comes back. Okay. And then the word qalb also comes from the same. Plural being qulub means heart. So yanqalibu meaning he will return. Okay. And he will return. So this is the one, this is the person who was given his book in his right hand. Okay, the person of the among the Ashabul Jannah. And he will return ila to ahlihi. Okay, so we have seen ahl before. We've seen ahl before. This is ahala yahilu ya or yahulu uhulan, to take a wife, to get married. And then ahila, there's a so ahila and then ahala yahhalu, slightly different spelling. To be or become sociable, friendly or familiar. And then ahl has many meanings: people, family, household, owner, inhabitants, followers, a man's wife or wives, and his children and household who are objects of his expenditure, and thus any brothers and sisters or any other relatives or strangers who the man feeds or sustains in his adobe. All of them will be considered ahl. And then this phrase, which is very common, ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaba, This ahlan is actually the same word. The literal meaning, what is meant, is so beautiful that I thought I should mention it here. It basically means you have come to a people who are like kinsfolk, meaning they're like your family, and to a place that is plain. Okay, so kinsfolk comes from ahlan, a place that is plain, even, not rugged. Okay, so sahlan meaning easy, and that is ample, spacious, or roomy. Okay, therefore rejoice yourself and be not sad or shy. Okay, that is the meaning of ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. In English, they just say welcome. But behind the scenes, this is what it means essentially. So ila ahlihi, he will return to his people. Okay. Masrura. In what state will he return? Masroor. Okay. Masroor comes from sarra yasurru, sururan, to make happy, to gladden, to delight, to cheer. Asarra yusirru, israran, form 4. Different meaning altogether: to conceal, to hide, to keep secret. And then another sirrun, again meaning secret, signifies the secret in mind. Sariratun, plural sarair, we have seen that before. Secret signifies a secret action, whether good or evil. Surur, plural, pleasure or happiness. Masroor being ismul maf'ul, one who is happy or pleased. Okay, and then sarir, another word, totally different meaning. Couch, bed, or elevated seat. Here we have masroor, which is one who is happy or pleased. Okay, so pleased. Okay, so this was a short description of the one who will be given his book in the right hand. First thing is we are told about that person is that his account will be an easy account. فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا. And second thing we are told is that he will turn to his people pleased. Okay, he will basically go back to his people and with a state of happiness, feeling the ultimate sense of accomplishment, having given his record in the right hand. Brother Nisar, please go ahead.
Sorry, this is outside the ayah question. Since you brought it, ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaba. Are these muful and mutlaqs? There is a sentence with them, short form?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That it is basically, well, actually, I'll have to check, to be honest. The reason I have to check is for them to be maful mutlaq, they will have to be masdar. Okay, they have to be masdar.
Yeah.
Or they have to be naat to the masdar.
Right.
So I guess my short answer is I actually don't know. I'll have to check.
I think ahlan is the masdar, I believe so.
Ahlan is a masdar.
No,
Here ahl is actually just a noun.
just a noun.
Here ahlan is just a noun.
But the way it's written, looks like a masdar. So
Yeah, but it can also be a hal.
correct.
For a verbal sentence which is mahzuf because it's kind of understood.
Correct. Jazak.
Okay, so that was the state of the person who gets his record in the right hand. Now we are told about the other side. Ayah number 10. وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ وَرَاءَ ظَهْرِهِ فَسَوْفَ يَدْعُو ثُبُورًا وَيَصْلَى سَعِيرًا. Ayah number 10. وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ وَرَاءَ ظَهْرِهِ. So same analysis as the previous ayah, ayah number 7. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ, where waw here is harf atf. Amma is harf shart wa tafsil. Okay. Man is al-mawsula, and here it is coming as a mubtada. Utiya is fail madi mabni mabni ul majhul. Okay. Fa'il, sorry, naib fa'il mustatir. Naibul fa'il is mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. This huwa is the a'id that goes back to man, which is the mawsula. Kitabahu is maf'ulun bihi thanin, and who is mudaf ilayhi. Wara'a is coming as zarf makan, adverb of place, and it is mansoob. We can see that. And then zahri and he. Zahar is mudaf ilayhi coming after the zarf, which acts as a mudaf, and zahar itself is also mudaf, so he is mudaf ilayhi. Okay. If you look at the meanings now, and as for man, the one who utiya is given, kitabahu, his record, wara'a, okay, wara'a, so wara, waw, ra, ya, yari, wariyan, wuriyan, riyatan, meaning to kindle fire. Okay. We saw that in Surat-al-Adiyat as well, actually. The word wara'a is a zarful makan, back, behind, after, also has the meaning of before, by the way, or apart from, and other than. Here it will be basically behind. His record behind Zahri Zahara Yazharu Zuhuran. By the way, before I go to the next one, Wara'a, what we saw in Surah Adiyat was Muriyat, which comes from Murin, which is the plural feminine being Muriyatun and feminine plural being Muriyat. Okay. And the meaning there was one who strikes fire. Anyway, going to Zahra Yazharu, Zuhuran, to appear, to become apparent, to manifest. Azhara Yuzharu is haran, to make visible, causative meaning. Zahrun, plural Zuhurun, meaning back, backside, back door, after, behind, so on. So here, Zahrihi, his back. Okay. So the one, as for the one who's given his record behind his back, Fasawfa yad'u subura, ayah number 11. So fa and sawfa. This fa is again, as we noted before, same analysis. Al-fa'u waqi'atu fi jawabi amma. Sawfa, harf istiqbal. Yad'u, fi'l mudari. Fi'l mudari marfu. Okay. Fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. Tubura, maf'ulun bihi. Okay. in terms of meanings. Saufa will, yad'u, da'a yad'u, du'aan. This is a naqis, wawi, naqis wawi fail. Bab nasara, to call, to invite, to pray, to invoke. Okay. One of the meaning I should have mentioned here also, it's used as to cry out. Okay. To cry out. He will cry out. Okay. Actually, we already have will in there. He cries out. Tubura. Tabara yasburu suburan. Again, Bab Nasara, to destroy, to ruin, to destroy with a destruction from which one cannot rise again. Okay. It's a kind of destruction where the recovery is not possible. Subur means destruction, ruin, perishing. So for destruction. So he cries out for destruction, meaning he would rather be completely gone than have to face the consequences. May Allah protect us from being them. Brother Saeed, please go ahead.
Yes, the question is about Zahara. With Bab Nasara, it says Zahara yazhuru zaharatan. It means mazboot peeth wala. And with Bab Fatah, it's there are different meanings. Zahir hona. So I think it looks like here it should be with Bab Nasara. Zahara yazhuru.
Okay. So
Zaharatan.
you're saying there is another group of meaning which is Bab Nasara.
Right, right.
Okay. Let me take a note and I will update it, inshallah. What meaning did you say? To be strong?
It says mazboot peeth wala hona. So it looks like for the back, the word should be with Nasara.
Okay. I'll check, inshallah. This is from Lutfur Rahman?
That's right. Yes.
Okay, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. So moving on, inshallah, the next ayah we have is ayah number 12 on the same theme. وَيَسْلَى سَعِيرًا. So first he will cry out for destruction and then continuing on. وَيَسْلَى سَعِيرًا. Yes, واو is harf عطف. يسلى فعل مضارع مرفوع بالضمة المقدرة فاعل مستتر تقديره هو same person. سعيرة مفعول به. Okay. Meaning we have seen yasla, this yasla before. Soliya yasla siliyan. This is naqis ya'i. Okay. The naqis wawi has a different meaning, and then in there the form 2 means to perform salah. Also means to give greetings. This one, Saliya Yasla, to undergo roasting in fire, to be burnt by the fire. Also, to enter or hurl oneself into the fire. Hurl oneself into the fire. So the one who's doing the action is the one who's going into the fire. Okay. Or it's not to throw someone else into the fire, but rather once itself is hurling itself or entering the fire. So yasla will be and he will, you can say burn, or also means enter. Sa'ira, sa'ara yas'aru, sa'aran, to kindle or start. To kindle or start a fire, to burn brightly or fiercely. Sa'ara yus'iru tas'iran, again to kindle or start a fire. also means to price or set a price. Interesting meaning. Sa'ir means blazing fire or intense fire. He will enter a blazing fire. He will burn into a blazing fire. And then next ayah number 13. Innahu kana fi ahlihi masrura. Okay. Innahu kana fi ahlihi masrura. Now, if you look at it, just without any understanding of the Arabic language, this somebody who's, let's say, even trying to memorize or trying to just do a casual reading, the previous part said وَيَنْقَلِبُ إِلَى أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا, and it says إِنَّهُ كَانَ فِي أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا. What's the difference? Okay, so that can be confusing until you actually either know Arabic or start understanding Arabic. Then you will see what the difference is. So innahu, so inna and who. Okay, we know what inna is. I'll just simply say inna wa ismuha. Okay, kana is fi'l madi. It's naqis. Okay, ismu kana mustatir taqdiruhu huwa fi harfu jar, and this whole jumla fi'liya. Okay, fi mahalli raf'in khabar, sorry, khabar inna. And let's continue before we look at the meaning. Kana fi ahli, he. So ahli is ism majroor wa huwa mudaf, and he is mudaf ilayhi. And masrura once again is hal. Sorry, no. I made a mistake. Masrura is khabar kana. Khabar kana, because ismu kana was huwa, and we are still missing khabar kana. Khabar kana is always mansoob. So masrura is khabar kana. Okay. Yes. Just give me 1 second. Now look at the meanings, inshallah. Innahu, indeed. Who, in he. Kana. Okay. Here the meaning of kana will be used to. Okay. Fi. Okay. Will be in or among. Ahlihi, his people. Okay. Masrura, pleased. Meaning, in this world, he used to be quite well pleased among his people. Okay. Meaning he wasn't in a stressful situation or a bad situation. He was well pleased with his people in this world. This is talking about this world, while the previous topic was talking about the person who got his record in the right hand. At that point, he turned to his people, saying, and in a state of being pleased. But now we are talking about the person who got his record in the left hand, and is being stated that he used to be among his people in a state of pleasure. Okay. Of course, that will not be the state when he gets his record there, but over here he used to be in this state. And then it continues, innahu zanna allan yahur. Okay. Innahu, we already did that, so I'm going to skip it. Zanna is fi'l madi. مبني على فتحة فاعل مستتر تقديره هو. Okay. And then al-lan yahur. So this an is mukhaffafa from the Saqila version, which is anna. Okay. And when you have anna, then the ism, you need a ismu anna. Okay. But because the mukhaffafa is used, ism is not there, but they still say that the ismuha, its ism is mahdhuf, is actually it's damiru sha'an, which is mahdhuf. Okay. Taqdiruhu annahu. Okay. So the kind of the way to understand it would be zanna annahu lan yahur. Okay. But instead of annahu, the mukhaffafa form is used an, and its ism is basically mahzuf, which is the damir, the damir muttasil, which is who. Okay. And then lan is harfu nafi lil istiqbal. And yahur is fi'l mudari, not marfu, mansoob, fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. Now another important thing when it comes to zanna is zanna requires two maf'ulun bihi, which in this case it is the masdar mu'awwal. And what is the masdar mu'awwal? The masdar mu'awwal is anna. Remember, an is a short form, the lightweight form of anna. So anna is implied here. Anna plus ismuha plus khabaruha. Okay. All these fi ta'wil masdar, interpretation of the masdar. Sadda musadda, maf'ulay zanna. We have seen this before. This is just a revision for what we have seen before. The zanna can have either two maf'ulun bihi, two objects, and both will be mansoob, or it can be followed by a masdar mu'awwal, which in this case is actually the anna plus ismuha plus khabaruha. Okay, and that will be which will basically replace or stand for the two maf'ulun bihi of zanna. One thing I forgot to mention here is where is the khabar of anna. The khabar of anna will be the jumla fi'liya yahur fi mahalli raf'in khabru anna. Okay. So al-lan yahur, that whole thing will be annahu lan yahur, which is the masdar mu'awwal, and that masdar mu'awwal substitutes the two maf'ulun bihi of then. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah. Indeed, he zanna yazunnu zannan to think, to consider, to deem, to come to know, to realize, to guess. Okay. I think I have some typos here. I have to fix them, inshallah. Zanna belongs, rather leads the group of verbs which take two direct objects. Its meanings varying. Sorry, that's the typos are. Its meanings are varying degrees of certainty, from being very certain on one extreme to being doubtful on the other. According to Ar-Raghib, if zanna is followed by anna, the meaning are closer to a higher degree of certainty. But if it is followed by an, they are closer to a low degree of certainty. Okay? Low degree of certainty. So, indeed, he thought an that never yahur. So, hara, yahuru, hauran or huran, bab nasara, this is ha waura, to recede, to decrease, to return from a good state to a bad. Hawara yuhawiru muhawaratan. We saw this verb actually used in Surah Kahf. Form 3, to have a dialogue, debate, to argue, to have a conversation. Hurun, plural haura. So it is a plural of haura. Okay? Hur itself is a plural noun. A singular is haura'u. Means pure. Someone with a high contrast between the black and the white parts of their eyes. Okay. By the way, this word hur, it's a common, I mean, it's a noun which is plural of both male and female. Okay. Both male and female nouns result in the same plural noun of hur. So yahur here, the word yahur means to decrease, to return to a state, from a good state to a bad state. Okay. The typical translation I have seen in this case is to return. That never will return. Never will return. Okay. Implicitly to Allah. Meaning he never thought that he's going to return. He never thought that he's going to return to Allah. Given what his state was, he never thought that he will have to go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Brother Nithar, please go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think what the best way to phrase my question is. A little bit confusion for me. When Zamiru Shan came, it means that what is pointing out to ism which came after it. Normal Zamir, whenever it came in, is pointing out to the noun which came before it, right? This is the definition of the difference between the two.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out now, this huwa is ismuha Zamiru Shan mazuf taqdiru innahu. So this is pointing
Taqdiru annahu.
Annahu, sorry.
Yeah.
So it is pointing out to which noun?
Oh, no. So Dhamir Shan points to, so basically the best way to, so what does Shan mean? Shan means matter. Okay. It is a pronoun of a matter.
Correct.
So in English we say the matter is, and then we say whatever. The matter is that tomorrow is going to be a hot and muggy day.
Correct.
Okay. So it doesn't point to a specific thing or a noun.
Correct. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. So it's pointing down to the sentence which is following to it now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
In this case, it'll be. He thought that the matter is that he will never return to Allah.
Yeah. He thought the matter is he will never return. Yeah. Jazakallah. Now it's clear.
Yeah. Okay. So we go to the next ayah, ayah number 15. Bala inna rabbahu kana bihi basira. Bala inna rabbahu kana bihi basira. So Bala is a harfu jawab. Okay. We learned in Medina books that Bala is only used in response to a negative question if you are disagreeing with the question. Okay. Interesting concept, which we don't have it in English. So sometimes it can become confusing. So if somebody asks a Muslim, Alasta bi Muslimin, the Muslim will say, Bala. Ana Muslimun. Of course, I'm a Muslim. So you're disagreeing with the question because the question was negative. Are you not a Muslim? And he will say, of course, I'm a Muslim. The answer will be Bala if you're disagreeing with the question. But if the question was, same question is asked from a non-Muslim, Alasta bi Muslim, he will say Naam. He is agreeing with the question. He will say, yes, I am not a Muslim. Okay. So here there is no question, but still Bala is used. But notice there is still a negation in the sentence before. Okay. Lain Yahur. He will never return to Allah. And the jawab comes saying Bala. And so this is a harfa jawab. The ijab al manfi, to answer the negation. Sorry, manfi. The ijab al manfi. Inna, we know, harfu tawqidin wa nasbin. Rabbahu, Rabba is ismu inna. وهو مضاف, and who is مضاف إليه. كان فعل ماضي ناقص. فاعل اسم كان مستتر تقديره هو. به جار ومجرور. بصيرة خبر كان منصوب. And this whole jumla كان به بصيرة جملة فعلية في محل رفع خبر إن. Okay. So Bala, of course. Okay. Inna, indeed. Rabbahu, his Lord. Kana is bihi, of him, meaning the one, the person who used to think that he's not going to return to Allah. His Lord is of him basira. Okay. Basura yabsuru or basira yabsaru, basaran, to look, to see, to realize, to comprehend. Okay. I think there's a typo here. Let me just quickly mark it, otherwise I'll forget to fix it. Okay. Basir, ism fa'il ala sigha mubalagha, the one who can see. Al Basir is an attribute of Allah, the all seeing, the all discerning. Here the translation is ever watchful. His Lord, indeed, his Lord is of him ever watchful. Okay. That was ayah number 15. That actually finishes that passage of the surah where we are told, Ya ayyuhal insanu innaka kadihun ila rabbika kadhan famulaqi, that O man, O mankind, you are laboring towards your Lord a laboring, and so you will meet him. Okay? And then we are told about two groups of people, one to whom the book is given in the right hand, and their account is easy, and they turn towards their people in a state of happiness. And then versus the people who are given their record in their behind their back. فَسَوْفَ يَدْعُو ثُبُورًا. So they will actually ask for cry out for a complete destruction. وَيَصْلَى سَعِيرًا. And they will enter or burn in the blazing fire. إِنَّهُ كَانَ فِي أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا. They used to be happy with their kinfolk, their people. إِنَّهُ ظَنَّ أَلَّنْ يَهُورَ. Indeed, they thought that they will never return to Allah. Bala, of course, inna rabbahu kana bihi basira. His Lord is ever watchful of him. Okay. May Allah make us among the first group of people who are given their record in the right hand. And alhamdulillah, we are happy with our people here, and we want to be happy there as well, inshallah. So now the next passage within the surah starts, and it starts with a qasam, and then we will see a jawab qasam and onward, inshallah. فلا أقسم بالشفق. Okay. This fa is a استئنافية. And then la is الزائدة. Okay. We talked about this la, actually this described in the Dr. Abdurrahim's lectures also about this la which is used before the qasam to erase any conceptions you have about this or concept you have about this particular topic. Very commonly used in the Arabic language as well. When they say la wallahi, they're basically trying to tell the person whatever you are thinking about this topic, just forget about it, and what I'm going to say after this oath is what I believe is the absolute truth about it. Uqsimu is fi'l mudari, marfu, fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu ana. Bish shafaq, harf jar bi, and الشفق حرف جر be and مجرور. Okay. Both are متعلق فعل أقسم. Okay. So we will not translate la because it's a زائدة. أقسم, أقسم يقسم, إقساما, form 4, to take an oath, to swear, to vow. So I swear. So this goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. بالشفق. شفق يشفق شفقا. Two groups of meanings: to be niggardly, also to be affectionate, tender-hearted. Ashfaqa yushfiqu ishfaqan, from 4, to fear, to be concerned. Shafaqun, the afterglow of the sunset, the redness of the horizon after the sunset, also twilight. So I swear by the twilight. By the twilight, or the glow of the sunset. I swear by the twilight. And then وَاللَّيْلِ وَمَا وَسَقْ. Waw harfu atf. وَاللَّيْل, this is ma'atufun ala shafaq. You can see ash-shafaq was majroor and wal-layl is also majroor. وما وثق. Waw is again harf atf. And ma is ma al mawsula. Okay. And this is ma'tufun ala al-layl. There's another point of view that this ma is actually masdariya. We will actually come to that, but let's first finish the mawsula scenario. And then wasaq is fi'l madi mabni ala fatha fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. And in that case, this is silatul mawsul. Okay. The other option is that this ma is ma al masdariya. Okay. And then wama wal fi'l, what follows it, which is wasaq fi ta'wil al masdar. Okay. Fi mahalli jarrin ma'tufun ala al-layl. Okay. In that case, the whole masdar mu'awwal is ma'tuf to al-layl as opposed to the ma al mawsula being ma'tuf in the other scenario. Okay. Both cases, I don't think the meaning really changes, but the basic concept is still the same. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah. Wal layl. Okay. Layl means night, and the night. Okay. Wama wasaq. I'm translating it based on the ma al mawsula. And that which wasaq. Okay. What is wasaq? Wasaqa yasiqu wasqan. This is a misal wawi verb. To cover up, to enshroud, to span. Another verb which is coming in the next ayah, which is also with the same root, is ittasaqa yattasiqu ittisaqan. To be in good order, to reach fullness, to reach its fullness. Okay. So anyway, for now we are wasaq, what it covers or it envelops. It envelops. Okay. So the first, the qasam was taken of the twilight, and second is of the night and all that which it envelops. Okay. If you translate this from a ma'al masdariya point of view, then as we know, ma'al masdariya points to an action as opposed to a noun. The translation will be something like, and the night and its enveloping and its enshrouding and its covering. Okay. And the night and its covering or enveloping or spanning. So again, like I said, the core of the meaning doesn't change. Wal qamari idha tasaq. Next ayah, ayah number 18. The qasam is continuing. Waw is harf atf again. Qamar is ma'tufun ala ash-shafaq. Iza is zarf zaman. Mujarrad min ma'ana shart, meaning it doesn't have any meaning of shart. Ittasaq, fi'il madi, mabni ala fatha, fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. And this jumla, ittasaq, jumla fi'liya, في محل جر مضاف إليه because it's coming after إذا. Meaning, and the moon إذا when اتسق يتسق. Sorry, if I said form 7, I was wrong. It is actually form 8. To be in good order, okay, or to reach fullness. Okay, so here it is when it becomes full. Okay, when it becomes full, or when it reaches its fullness. Okay, so the three things that the qasam is taken on is ash-shafaq, wal-layl, wama wasaq. Actually, four things I should say, and the night and all that which it covers, and the moon when it becomes full. Next ayah, and number 19. لَتَرْكَبُنَّ طَبَقًا عَنْ طَبَقٍ. Okay. So, لَتَرْكَبُنَّ, so three parts. La, tarkabu, and noon. Okay. Let's look at each one, inshallah. La is Allamu waqatu fi jawab al-qasam. Okay. Lam which comes in the jawab of qasam. Tarkabunna fi'l mudari. Marfu. This is very interesting actually. Marfu will be long one. Bithubuti noon. Bithubuti noon. Mahzufa. Thubut of noon, which is mahzuf. Okay. Why is it mahzuf? Litawali for the coming of, for the occurrence of al-amthal, the like, for the occurring of the like. Okay. So it was actually la tarkabuna. La tarkabuna. So it actually was, let me write down here. Originally it was tarkabuna. Okay. So this noon is what is being talked about here. Okay. But it is mahzuf. Why? Because this noon is then followed by a noono tawqeed, the noon with a shadda on it. Okay. So the noon with the shadda already are two noons. Plus this noon, which is part of the, which is the alamat of raf'i for the fail, it becomes three noons. So the three noons, when they come together, this noon is omitted, okay, because of the consecutive occurrence of the noon. Okay. Now the next thing is, where is the fa'il? Well, the fa'il is this waw. Okay. So let's write down what is that. Okay. So we continue from here. Wa waw al jama'a, and the waw of plural, mahzufa. Why is it mahzufa? Our favorite. لِالْتِقَاءِ السَّاكِنَيْن, for the meeting of two noons. Let me highlight it. Okay. So this waw is dropped because remember the noon noon taqid is actually, which is a noon shadda, a noon with a noon mushaddad. It is actually, there are two noons there, noon with a sukoon plus noon with a fatha. So now this noon with a sukoon and the waw with a sukoon both come together, and what happens? The waw is dropped. Okay, so then you get tarkabunna, tarkabunna. So the noon of alamat rafi is dropped because of consecutive occurrence of noon, and waw al-jama'a, which is the file, is dropped because of the iltiqa sakinain. So anyway, we forgot to mention that this is the file. Okay, so the asl I should have written is la tar kabu nanna. Okay, and what happened? We basically ended up dropping the waw and the noon. Okay, those both of them were dropped. Okay, sorry for a long explanation, but I thought it will be interesting to see what happened here. And then noon with the noon mushaddad is lit taqid. Okay, and we know that this structure or this construction happens when there is a jawab qasam under certain conditions, that it should be there should be nothing between lam and the fi'l mudari, and there are some other conditions also, but all of them are fulfilled here. So that's why we have a lam followed by fi'l mudari followed by noon litaqid, noon mushaddad. Tabaqan is maf'ulun bihi, an is harf jar, and then tabaqan is ism majroor, but this an tabaqin, this jar wa majroor, this is together, they are not li first tabaqan. Okay, let's look at the meanings. Rakiba yarkabu rakban, to ride or mount, to travel, to move on, to progress. Okay, so because of the qasam, there has to be some emphasis here. Okay, so certainly you will move or pass tabaqan, tabaqa yatbaqu tabaqan, to cover, to be in layers or stages. Tabaqun means stage or state or rank. Tibaqun, layers, stages, folds, it's a plural. Tabaqan means stage or state. Tabaqan, from one stage, an, to another stage. Okay. A very important statement is made here, by the way. It's very important to understand it. Okay. Remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took oath on the twilight, on the night and what it covers, and the moon when it becomes full. Okay. And the statement that's made right after that is لَتَرْكَبُنَّ طَبَقًا عَنْ طَبَقٍ. You will certainly move on or pass from one stage to another stage. And we see that in our lives. We are the way we are born, I mean, both from physically, spiritually, emotionally, we go through all these different stages. Okay. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is bringing a significance of going through these different stages by making it an emphatic statement by following it with by preceding it with a oath. So now we go to next ayah, number 20. فَمَا لَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. So we have a fa and ma. The fa is fa isti'nafiyah. Ma is actually ismu istifham. Coming as a fi mahalli raf'in mubtada, lahum jar wa majroor. Okay. Jar wa majroor, and together they, so shibu jumla, fi mahalli raf'in khabar. And then la yu'minun, la here is la nafiya. If it was la nahiya, we would have seen a mudare majzoom, which is not the case here. Yu'minun is mudare marfu. Waw being the damir muttasil. Mabni ala sukun fi mahalli raf'in fa'il. And this whole jumla fi'liya, okay, this is fi mahalli nasbin hal min hum. Which hum? In lahum, okay, which is just preceding it. Fama lahum la yu'minun. Okay. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah. So this is a way of saying fama lahum or ma lahum is ma brings in the interrogation. What is lahum? Okay. What is the matter with them? Okay. So if you want to ask someone as a second person, what's the matter with you? You will say ma laka, or is a plural ma lakum. Okay. Or female ma laki. What's the matter with you? What's up with you? Okay. Meaning, like, there's something wrong with you. That's what you're questioning. There's something wrong, something odd, something not as expected, and that's what you are basically questioning. What's wrong with you? What's the matter with you? Or what's the matter with them in this case? Okay. La yu'minun. La yu'minun. La meaning not. Yu'minun. Okay. Amana yu'minu. Form 4. Amanatan. To be faithful, reliable. Sorry. Amana, form 4, it was this here. I pointed to the wrong one first. Amana yu'minu imanan. To make someone secure, feel safe. And then with harf-jar li also means be. With harf-jar be means believe. And with harf-jar li means to put faith in. Here means to they believe. Okay. So la yu'minun, they do not believe. They do not believe. So what's the matter with them? They do not believe. So this they do not believe Jumla Fi'liya is the hal for the first one, meaning the condition, the reason why, or the condition that's being that they are in when this question is being asked, ma lahum, is their unbelief. Okay, that's what makes this Jumla Fi'liya hal for whom. Okay, so what's the matter with them? They do not believe. Moving on to the next ayah, ayah number 21. وَإِذَا قُرِئَ عَلَيْهِمُ الْقُرْآنُ لَا يَسْجُدُونَ. Okay. Just a quick reminder, this is a ayah which requires sajda. So whenever you get an opportunity, please do perform one. Let's do the analysis. وَإِذَا قُرِئَ عَلَيْهِمْ. Waw here is harf atf. Iza here is zarf zaman, and then it does contain the meaning of shart, mutadammin ma'na shart. Okay. Quri'a is fi'l madi mabni ala fatha, also mabni ala majhul. It is a passive voice. Alayhim jar wa majroor. So we haven't seen the naib file which is coming later, inshallah. Al-Qur'anu is the naib file marfu'un. Naib file la yasjudun. Okay, so this was the shart part. Now we have the jawabu shart. La is nafiya. Yasjudun fi'l mudari marfu. Waw damir mutasil fi mali raf'in fa'il, and this is jawabu shart. Okay. La mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah. And when quri'a, okay, qara'a yaqra'u qira'atan qur'anan, bab fataha, to read, to recite. So quri'a on the version of fu'ila is the majhul form, passive voice form. Okay. When is recited alayhim, to them, al-Quran. Okay. The Quran. La yasjudun, do not. Yasjudun, sajada yasjudu, sujudan, to bow down in worship, to prostrate. Okay. They do not prostrate. Okay. In order to make sure that we do not belong to that group, we should definitely make sure that we do bow down, we do perform the sajda. So, فَمَا لَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. What's the matter with them? They do not believe. وَإِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنُ وَإِذَا قُرِئَ عَلَيْهِمُ الْقُرْآنُ. And when the Quran is recited to them, they do not bow down. Next ayah, ayah number 22. بَلِ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا يُكَذِّبُونَ. Bal harf للإضراب. In this case, it is انتقالي. It is transferring. It is not nullifying the previous one. It is simply transitioning from that to another statement. Al-lazina is ism mawsool. مبني على فتح في محل رفع مبتدا. كفروا فعل ماضي. واو is ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل. And this jumla is لا محل لها من الإعراب صلة الموصول. يكذبون. Okay. مضارع مرفوع. واو again ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل. And this jumla is في محل رفع خبر لي الذين. Okay. بل الذين كفروا يكذبون. Meaning no or nay, as some translations do it. الذين, the ones who kafaru. By the way, all these I have captured in the notes. Kafara yakfuru or yakfiru, kufuran or kufranan. To conceal, to hide, to cover, to disbelieve, to reject or deny God. Okay, those who disbelieve, yukadzibun. Okay. Those who disbelieve, yukadzibun, to accuse of lying, to deny, to refute, to disown. Okay, they deny. Meaning they deny the truth. Okay? The one who disbelieves, they deny the truth. They deny the messenger and they deny the message as being true. And then, ayah number 23, Wallahu a'lamu bima yu'un. Waw here is waw al-hal. Let's say haliya. Allahu lafz jalala coming here as mubtada marfu'un. Alamu is khabar. Okay. And then bima harfu jar bi followed by ism majroor ma. In this case, we are saying it is mausula. Some Arab dictionary say it can be masdariya as well. We will, for now, just stick to the mausula and then we'll look at the masdariya as well. And then yu'un then is fi'l mudare marfu, waw being the mir muttasil fi mahali raf'in fa'il, and yu'un, that whole jumla is silatul mausul because it's followed by mausula. And of course, when we have the vowel hal, then this is this jumla is fi mahalli nasbin hal. Wallahu a'lamu bima yu'un. And if you take ma in bima as masdariya, then that ma masdariya followed by the fi'l mudari together make masdar muawwal, and that masdar muawwal is fi mahalli jar in with the harf jar B. Okay. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah. Wallahu. So it's a vowel hal, so translation will be while. Allah. A'lamu. So we know alima ya'lamu ilman, to know, to be informed. Okay. Used with harf jar li, of God, to establish, to make it known, to demonstrate. Okay. Also of God, to punish, to take to task, to reward. We know the meaning of ilm, we know the meaning of alim, we know the meaning of ma'lum. And then alam, with a fatah on lam, meaning world, universe. A'lamu, which is ismu tafdeel on the version of af'alu, more or most knowledgeable. More or most knowledgeable. So in this case, it is about Allah. So of course, it will be superlative degree. Allah knows, or you can say most knowledgeable. Bima yu'un. Okay. With that which yu'un. Okay. This is a lafif mafruq fail. This is a doubly weak verb. Waw, ain, ya. Wa'a, ya'i. Wa'yan. To hold, to contain, to comprise, to retain in one's memory, to remember. Okay. Form 4, which is what is used here, is aw'a, yu'i, i'an. To keep from others, to hide in one's heart. Hide in one's heart. Okay. So Allah knows, Allah, and while Allah is most knowledgeable with that which they keep within themselves. Okay. While Allah is most knowledgeable with that which they keep within themselves, which they hide. Meaning all the things that they are denying and hiding. So kafaru is to hide and disbelieving, and kazzab wa yukazzibu is to deny. Okay, deny the truth. But Allah is saying, Allah knows what's in them. Inside, they know what they are doing, but they're hiding it. Wallahu a'lamu bima yu'un. All right. As it goes with many other places in the Quran, after a description of those kuffar comes the glad tiding for the believers. Ayah number 24. فَبَشِّرْهُمْ. So sorry, in this case, I take it back. This is that. This is not a glad tiding. This is still actually a. This is still a. About still the those kuffar. فَبَشِّرْهُمْ بِعَذَابٍ alim. Okay. I just saw Bashir and I misunderstood. So for Bashir, and then hum. Fa is istinafiyah. Bashir fi'l amr mabni ala sukun. Fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu anta. Hum maf'ulun bihi. Bi azabin alim. Bi harf jar ism majroor, alim, naat. Okay. Bashara yubashiru, tabshiran, to bring good tidings, also to bring bad tidings. Can be used in both cases. And that's what's happening in this case. It is being used for the bad news for them. Istabshara yastabshiru, form 10, to rejoice at the good news. We will see, I think this is used in one of the subsequent surah that we'll analyze, inshallah. Mustabshiratun, ism fa'il, from istabshara yastabshiru, to one who rejoices at receiving or expecting the good news. Okay. So for bashir is to give glad tidings or bad tidings. So in this case, give them tidings or news of what? Bi azabin alim. Okay. Of punishment alim. Alima ya'lamu alaman. Samia, to be in pain, to feel pain. Alim is the ismul fa'il ala sigha mubalagha, very painful. Okay. So give them news of very painful punishment. Okay. Moving on. Next ayah number 25. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَهُمْ أَجْرٌ غَيْرُ مَمْنُونٍ. Okay, so this is the part that I was, I guess, getting to previously. That the a good news is given for people of belief and the one who do good deeds. So illa here is harfu istisna. Allazina is ism mawsul fi mahalli nasbin. Here it is mustasna. And it says mustasna munqati. Why? Because the for bashirum bi azabin alim, the hum in that case was the people of who are going to get the punishment. Okay. But in these allazina, this allazina represents the people who believe and do good deeds. So they don't belong to the same group. Okay. So they don't, in this context, they don't belong to the same genus. So that's why the Arab dictionary say it is munqati. And then amanu fi'l madi, waw being the damir muttasil fi mahall raf'in fa'il, waw is harfu atf, and amilu is ma'tufun ala amanu. Amanu. And as-salihati is ma'fulun bihi for amilu. Okay. Lahum harfu jar, ism majroor. So this shibu jumla fi mahalli raf'in khabar li allazina. Okay. No, I take it back. Made a mistake here. It is a khabar muqaddam actually. I was confusing it with another khabar muqaddam. And ajrun is a Mubtada. Ghayru is not for ajrun, wa huwa mudaf, and mamnoon is mudaf ilayhi. Okay. Ajrun is mubtada muakhar. Okay. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah. Except alladhina, the ones who amanu, believe, and do good deeds. Okay. For them, ajrun, so ajara, ya'jiru. There's a typo here. Let me just note it, otherwise I'll forget. Ajara ya'juru, ajran, bab nasara, to reward, to recompense. Ajr meaning payment for work done, wages, reward, also means dowry. Okay. For them, a reward. Ghayru, not mamnoon. Manna, mim, noon, mudaf verb, yamunnu, mannan, to be kind, to be gracious. And then mamnoon means something which is interrupted or decreased. Okay. So ghayru mamnoon becomes not interrupted. Not interrupted. Meaning their ajr will not be reduced in any way, will not be interrupted in any way. And who is this for? Alladhina amanu wa amilus salihat. Okay. Bal alladhina kafaru yukadhibun. No, those who disbelieve, they deny. Wallahu a'lamu bima yu'un. And Allah is most knowledgeable of that or with that which they keep to themselves or they hide within themselves. Fabashirhum bi azabin alim. So give them tidings or news of a severe or painful punishment. Illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihati lahum ajrun ghayru mamnoon. Except the ones who believe and do good deeds, for them a reward not interrupted or uninterrupted. That finishes Surat-al-Inshiqaq. Let's see if there is any question. Brother Abdul Hamid, please go ahead.
Yeah, yes, brother, this manna yamunnu, it is to be kind and gracious. And but here mamnoon is the different meaning, interrupted and decreased. Normally in our Urdu language, mamnoon or mashkur, we are saying like that also.
Yeah, correct. So it is, it may be that I couldn't find, I mean, there are other meanings of manna yamunnu, and I should have captured those. But the meaning of mamnoon is listed by multiple dictionaries as something which is interrupted or decreased. Now, it is on the version of maf'ul, which means that it is a ism maf'ul from manna yamunnu. I should have mentioned that as well here. But you're right, the meanings which are listed here and between those two, they don't seem to have any correlation. That is possible, but in this case, I'm also saying a possibility can exist that I did not capture the other meanings. I captured whatever was obvious in some of the dictionaries. Some of the dictionaries give many other meanings. Maybe I was just being lazy and did not go into those other meanings.
But in
Definitely
Urdu,
meaning
we
of
are saying
mamnoon is
mamnoon
something
and
interrupted.
mashkur.
Sorry, go ahead, Brother Abdul Hamid again.
In Urdu language, mamnoon and mashkur is something similar.
Mamnoon. True, true, true. Correct. I mean, it is used as to be thankful to someone. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brother Ashraf, please go ahead.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, brother. I just wanted to point out on your notes, ajur, the meaning of ajur. You got a word here, dowry, D-O-W-R-Y. Actually, it's a dower, D-O-W-E-R, not dowry.
Okay.
Okay, the difference.
D-O-W-E-R-Y?
No Y, D-O-W-E-R.
Okay.
Okay, so the difference between these two, in our language, dowry is what is a bride brings from her family, which we call in Urdu jahez, right? And dower is the one which husband gives to the wife. Okay, so ajur is used in that sense. So it's a dower. It's a slight technical difference. A lot of translations in the Holy Quran, they got it wrong, a lot of them. But if you, for reference, you can see for detail, I mean, obviously you can see the dictionary, a good dictionary, plus Abdullah Yusuf Ali. They explain nicely. So what I'm saying is, or what I'm suggesting is, maybe we should consult a dictionary on these two words, dower and dowry.
So the where I got this dowry was from actually the Abdul Halim, the Brill dictionary, and he uses dowry, D-O-W-R-Y, which is what I have here, and he actually says he actually quotes an ayah, Surah number 4, Surah Nisa, ayah number 25. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فانكحوهن بإذن أهلهن فآتوهن أجورهن بالمعروف.
Yes.
أجورهن, in this case, he is translating this as dowries.
Yes, exactly. This is what I'm saying. A lot of translations have got this word technically wrong.
Okay, so but I think that's maybe more of a English issue, not a...
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The meaning, the meaning of the word. So in the under the meaning of ajurun or ajurun, it should be dower, not dowry.
Okay. So the meaning of dower, meaning the one what husband gives to wife, and
what
dowry
husband gives,
wife gives to the...
which in our language we call a meher, or when unfortunately they get divorced and husband is supposed to give him something, that is called dower. So the what husband side gives to the wife at marriage or as a divorce time is actually dower.
Okay. So I guess we'll have to consult the...
consult a good dictionary.
English dictionary.
English dictionary, yes, yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
Even you will see that in the Quranic translations, quite a few people, for that ayah you referred, they translate it as dowry.
Okay.
But it's not. It's not. It's the word is actually dower. D-O-W-E-R. Yeah.
D-O-W-E-R or A-R?
E-R. Yeah. You got it right here.
Okay.
Okay. So I would suggest you to check it out properly, thoroughly, and then if you feel you make a correction to it before you distribute the notes.
Inshallah.
Brother Zahir,
comment?
A dower is only one time.
Dower is only one time.
One time. The husband gives dower money to his wife only one time. But here, this word is giving us some different meanings. Ajrun ghayrun mamnun. This is from Allah himself. And it is unending. But dower is always ending. You give it once.
Yeah, correct. But I think you're right. We are not translating this use of ajr as dowry or dower. I had listed that meaning as one of the meanings of this word. But in this particular context, that's not the usage. I think they're in agreement on that. It's just the only point that Brother Ashraf is bringing up is that that usage of this word ajr in other context where it is supposed to be where the husband is giving something to the wife, it should be dower, not dowry. And I think what you are adding to it is that it's a one time, which is fine, but it is not. We are not suggesting that this meaning of ajr in this ayah is dowry or dower. Well, that's absolutely not the intent. The meaning here is simply a reward.
Correct. Thank you.